Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022. A very powerful energy day, 22/22/22, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, at 9 p.m. Eastern. All of us, even though we view it differently, are innocent as babies. There's no need to push, judge, or criticize ourselves anymore. At the core, we are so pure, so sweet, and oh so perfect. So give yourself a sweet inner hug right now and forgive yourself for whatever you did wrong yesterday. Reclaim your innocence. You can simply choose to see your divinity and your divinely pure, innocent nature. All of us get distracted. None of us are exempt. Emotions, occurrences, what we view, what we take in on this planet. And we're manifesting our reality. And most of us don't even know it. Only you can say where the road goes. Only you. One sets his or her goals for the hour, for the relationship, and for that phase of life. L. Ron Hubbard. Even every thought that you believe to be real, every emotion, story you buy into, and every childhood belief system you're still living under the guise of is creating the reality you are experiencing in this very moment. Our minds are like movie screens that are perpetually receiving, regurgitating, repulsing, and reflecting a continuous bandwidth of images. Our consciousness and our conscious awareness is pure white light from the projector, which is not attached to or judging the colorful images projected onto the screen. Our egos, our self-image, is the fabric of that screen, and it decides in every millisecond of our lives what images, feelings, words, and stories we believe to be true or false. It chooses which images the projector should be focusing its attention upon, which ultimately determines the present moment, reality that we are experiencing, as well as experiences, people, and situations that we tend to manifest into our lives. We are not victims to our lives. We have full reign over what we want to create. This light of pure awareness inside our projector can project anything. Anything. We are the directors of our movies. And we get to choose what story we want to believe is the truth or just another fabrication of the mind. We are the producer of our show, and we can create heaven or hell in any moment. And by focusing on what we want to by focusing on what we want, we create heaven. By focusing on what we don't want, we create hell. Either way, we are forever going to be the conscious choice maker behind our experiences of life, this life, and each a new moment. Simply change what images, thoughts, and emotions your movie is focusing on, and you've changed your experience of life. You are the master of your reality, and it really is that simple. Your life is meant to be this awesome, magical adventure where you are here to learn how to become the manifesting master of your reality. Inside your body is a genetic DNA program that generates codes of information and energy which are continuously creating the structure of your physical body. Physicists have discovered that these strands are not fixed, solid, or stuck by any means. They are constantly altered and influenced by the thoughts you're thinking and the beliefs you hold to be true. Your body is a sea of pure energy made of conscious quantum particles, which responds to whatever is happening in your mind because they are your mind. Your mind is not contained in your head. It's found throughout your body and within the sea of energy all around you. And it's very powerful. When you change your beliefs about your body, visualize it to be a certain way, your body listens and responds accordingly. Now, there are many people, you've probably heard stories, where amazingly scientifically documentations of people, such as a woman who shrunk a golf ball-sized tumor by only using the power of her mind in just a few minutes. Science has proved without doubt that our physical bodies are malleable, a soft mirror-like reflection of how we think, feel, and believe ourselves to be. Now, surrounding your body is a field of conscious energy, which is made of the same quantum particles that your body is made of. Your body is literally swimming in an ocean of energy every day. A quantum soup of conscious particles which you are never separate from. This highly conscious ocean is always listening to your thoughts, attending to your every belief, and holding true to what you believe or don't believe is the reality about your inner and outer world. When you continuously push waves of emotion and strong beliefs in a certain direction, the ocean simply receives your waves of intention and goes along with it. Depending on how big and precise the waves are that you make, results in how quickly and accurately the ocean molds this new reality for you. It's very important. Depending on how big and precise the waves are, that you make, results in how quickly and accurately the ocean molds this new reality for you. The more joyful the waves you can awaken in your ocean, the more enjoyable the outer manifestations which you'll attract into your world. Dive into your heart center. Sit in the silence. Desire self-realization with all your heart, with all your mind, and all your soul. And everything will take care of itself. Robert Adams. Manifesting our dreams, and desires is an ancient spiritual science. We were all born entering these bodies as sacred manifesting magnets in this beloved quantum playground, where the name of the game is like attracts like. Whatever you continuously say, think, and feel is what you attract to you, period. Whatever you think, feel, say is what you attract to you. Your life is manifesting itself through you right now, right in this moment. This body that you're living and breathing in is already a supercharged, highly powered, magical manifesting machine. It's always being held in a loving embrace by the divine ocean around it, which is constantly responding to how your body is feeling, thinking, believing your life to be. Your magical vehicle is continuously forming the experiences you're about to have in the near future. Your magical vehicle, that body you're in, is continuously forming the experiences you're about to have in the near future. This thought you're having right now about your expected tomorrow is creating a receptive magnetic space for that specific future to be aligned with you. Now, in order not to have expectations, it is the trust and faith that you have in yourself, this ocean, the universe. So you don't have any attachments to it or expectations because you know it will be, and that's it. Some of the dreams and desires that you want to manifest, some of them are headed your way very quickly, while others are buried deeper and will take a longer time. As you learn how to relax your body, quiet your mind, and find that peaceful center in the middle of the cyclone of whirling thoughts, a magical shift will occur. You'll see that your desires actually manifest at the perfect place and at the perfect time. There is an amazing synchronicity that governs this universe. You could call it your synchro-destiny. This synchro-destiny is that feeling that everything, thought, person, and purpose is perfectly aligned. When you meditate enough, your mind will tend to become very quiet, still, and solitary. And then you'll experience this divine perfection everywhere you go. The moment the mind surrenders its battle of fighting the river and swimming upstream against the current, you begin enjoying every minute of the ride. As the mind stops trying to get somewhere quicker instead of enjoying the God source that is here now, the sweet sacred synchronicities of life, this life, are found and felt in each new moment. Meditation is simply a deep conscious relaxation into what is here now. When you make relaxation a priority in your life, you are taking manifestation sincerely and will find yourselves able to manifest miraculous things. It all happens when you practice learning how to relax, open up, and feel as if you are receiving your desired dream manifestation now. A deep, trusting, creative feeling will take over your life, and you'll find each moment you are living in this sweet, sacred flow, relaxing down the great river. Not up it, down it. By simply thinking about the most loving, sacred, and divine healing source of energy, you can imagine your mind and body instantly tends to relax. The mind realizes how futile all its efforting is and just lets go of its endless agenda. A calm, spacious field of energy starts expanding within you and settles in all around you. You realize that this deep, peaceful feeling is where you really wanted to arrive anyway. So the desired outcome you desperately wanted no longer takes precedence. So the desired outcome you desperately wanted no longer takes precedence. It is this deep healing feeling of relaxation. It is the golden secret to raising our consciousness so that we can keep our thoughts directed on exactly what we want and off of what we don't want. Relaxation is the key to making our dreams and our dream life come true. I have found that many people get frustrated when I tell them to let go and relax and let their desires come to them. Their brains have been trained their whole life to work hard, strive for what they desire, and they fear being unmotivated and lazy. It may first feel absolutely redundant and backward to think you can just relax and receive something huge like $1 million. Yet the people who win the lottery jackpot do it every week. They simply sit back with great excitement as the money pours into their life. The important thing to remember here is that they did believe at some point it was possible to win, which is what motivated them to buy that winning ticket. When you become the deepest valley of reception and the highest peaks of consciousness can be given to you, Osho. Ultimately, it doesn't matter how small or big our desires are of what we want to manifest. Anything is possible. The only limitations that this civilization has is what it puts on itself. The only limitations that you have are what you put on yourself. Because there are none. There never were. The limitations are the illusion that you project through your ego mind for yourself. Bigger dreams are not necessarily harder to manifest than smaller dreams. They just take more patience, love, and your precious focus. The real reason bigger desires often take longer to manifest is because you have to let go. You choose to let go of your smallness to let in something that big. They require more faith and positive emotion to accept as the living truth rather than smaller desires. However, with enough creativity, faith, and patience, anything can be manifested in this quantum ocean that we're always connected to. This is a secret to integrate, that we are never separate from the ocean of existence. The universe is a multidimensional extension of you, and you are a personal extension of it. The ocean is in the drop, and the drop is in the ocean. The deeper you can accept this truth inside your being, the easier it will be for you to effortlessly see your life's greatest dreams and fantasies manifest into reality. In order to become a living manifesting master, we must understand on a very earthly rooted and universal cosmic level that we are not separate from the ocean of existence, which is brimming with consciousness. That we are the center of our universe, the hub of this infinite wheel filled with energy and consciousness. You are the source of this eternal field of limitless probabilities. When you meditate enough, you'll tap into the greatest source of consciousness within you, which is at the very center of you. Here you'll discover firsthand that you are governing the final reality around you, manifesting everything you are experiencing. You'll know you are a manifesting master when you've integrated this knowledge into every waking, breathing moment of your day and evening. You'll feel a complete oneness with the ocean of all the time. You'll feel a complete oneness with the ocean all the time. You'll no longer buy into the fear-based systems of this world, which are only meant to test you and make you stronger. Sure, the mind may try to return back to limited separation consciousness, yet the power of the ocean is too great and will cause the ego to submerge. Once you surrender your pride, your personal agenda, and your emotional body to the all-loving embrace of this divine universe, the ego becomes so thin that it doesn't get in the way anymore. With the ego out of the way, you'll see your thoughts are forming your reality very quickly and with no effort at all. Perhaps the most interesting aspect of all on this manifesting journey is the topic of predestination. Since we live in a world filled with duality, meaning if they're hot, if there's not, there must be, if there's hot, there must be cold. If there's joy, there must be sadness. If there are mountains, there must be valleys. And if there is free will, there must also be predestination. Some people resist the idea that everything is predestined because they feel it destroys their feeling of being totally in control of their life. Yet, they have seemed to forget one small detail here, that they are deeply molded by the past feelings, beliefs, and thoughts, actions, and stories they have been repeating throughout their entire life. Almost 90% of the thoughts that any of us think today are going to be the same types of thoughts that we had yesterday. Almost 90% of the thoughts that we think today are going to be the same types of thoughts that we had yesterday. And sure, you always have the free will to decide who or what is in control of how your day is going to unfold to some degree. Yeah. If you've been believing life is hard, grueling, and challenging prison, your attitude about the future is going to be quite grim, and you'll have a tendency to flow down that same river of suffering. The secret to manifesting thoughts that support a life filled with love, abundance, and deep, intimate heart connections is abiding in the very source of the source where all thoughts are born. The source of your thoughts is so deep inside you that you have to surrender everything you know as your reality to get a glimpse of it. Yet, when you do find the source, you'll be able to redirect the flow in a more positive and exciting direction. The biggest truth any of us can find in this life is always the most liberating. The greatest truth that you may discover so far is that there are always three sides to every coin. There are always at least three realities, perspectives, and life paths we can manifest in each given moment. One is that our entire life is predestined to turn out a certain way. Two is that we have complete free will to create anything we want to manifest at any time. Three is that a liberating paradigm that is every flowing in a balanced state between these two polar extremes. Three is that there is a liberating paradigm that is always flowing in a balanced state between these two polar extremes. In this third side of the coin, you are riding the razor's edge of life and are not buying into either paradigm of free will or predestination as the ultimate truth. You realize that the edge is what takes you beyond the truth, beyond the mind, beyond reality, and into the formlessness that is your very soul. It's living from this spiritually awakened space that you find life flows in the most abundant, magical, and amazing ways. You are then truly capable to effortlessly and consciously manifest anything you want with pure ease and joy. You are not attached to anything of this world because you are living as the guru of your life, in a perpetual state of self-confirmation, riding the waves of desire on an ocean of bliss all the way home. You are the supreme being, and yet thinking yourself to be separate from it, you strive to become united with it. What is stranger than that? Ramana Maharishi. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are, and always, the first thing to do, relax these bodies we're in. The relaxation is the doorway to the God within us. It's also the doorway to massive manifestation in any direction we choose. You focus on your breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth. You still the body. You don't move. And by stilling the body and focusing just on the breath, the body will relax. All of that, the body is like a super manifesting magnet. It literally pulls in everything. It is a magnetic sponge. When you entered the baby body, it was pulling in everything. Conversations. And your subconscious mind was recording it verbatim. And this is what happens with us throughout the existence of these bodies. So what happens to the body? It gets stressful. And this is something that many of us will not accept. It is unnecessary. We do it to ourselves. Every single one of us. None of us are exempt from it. We do it to ourselves. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are aware of doing it to ourselves. It just means that we are doing it to ourselves. We are supreme reality. We are the super manifesting masters of our creations. And we live those creations. Every second, every step you take in this life, you're manifesting that step. And whatever that step lands on, you're manifesting that too. It is an endless journey. We finish one part, another one begins. And this civilization is in the direction to eventually, you picture everybody on this planet meditating several times a day. Everyone. It's no different than I'm going to take the dog out, or, it's automatic. I'm going into meditation. You'll get so acclimated to it. And that you'll understand that this has always been your natural state of being. And you'll manifest things almost instantaneously. Other things you will understand, okay, so this is going to take a bit. Not a big deal. I have total faith and trust in the universe and myself. So when you focus on your breath, you not only still the body, but you still the mind, the ego, and the subconscious mind. And how do you do that? You don't interact with them. You're not interacting with them. You're not bothering them. You're only in the moment. And the moment does what else? It alleviates all the mind chatter that we all have. Mind chatter is over 60,000 plus thoughts a day that we generate. Most of them we don't even know we're generating. So you go into a very peaceful place that you have manifested in meditation, like we do on these global guided meditation calls. And it begins to feel so right. And then you start understanding, this seems like I've always been here. That this is what I call my natural state of being. You see how it's been reversed on this planet? We have, like slaves, we have all been taught to believe in external authority. almost to the point where it's severely religious. And so the external authority convinces us to believe things that we manifest into our lives. And we're also taught to believe that we have to work our fingers to the bone. We have to be successful, strive, beat ourselves up trying to get somewhere. When actually, the opposite is true. You see how that's done to the civilization? Get them to believe what we want them to believe. The power is in them believing that it is. We have no limitations. We never did, and we never will. And the only limitations are the ones that are taught to us when we're in those baby bodies. And as the body grows, it's what's taught to us by external authority. So, the focus on the breath is divine positive energy. Why is it? Well, when we enter these bodies, we're the power center. We power the body. We imprint our code in that body when we enter it. And then when we leave it, the code goes with us. But everything starts up. The mother's umbilical cord sustains the body, and her soul does, gives it power. So it's operating. Then, as the umbilical cord is removed, we enter that body. Then we take over, and we power it. Where do you think the electricity comes from? In our mitochondria, all the cells, everything. Where does it come from? You. And then the breath starts to sustain the vessel that houses you, the God. And the breath is divine positive energy. It focuses us. It relaxes the body. It eases us. It de-stresses us. It moves us into the now every single time. When you listen to your breath and you're stilled, you're only in the now. The now is the door that you open up with the golden handle to finally begin to meet the God that you are within that body. So just imagine that there's lots of thoughts. And we have tens of millions of thoughts that fly by us like clouds in the sky. But they're not ours. They're everybody else's. They're programs. All of us get distracted to a certain extent, and none of us are exempt. So when that happens and we grab onto one of those thoughts that aren't ours, and then we make it ours because we believe it is ours, so then it then becomes ours, and then we just kind of feel something's not right here. It's because it wasn't your thought to begin with. So when that happens, the most important thing for us is to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. To be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. Then when we do that, it isn't an issue with us. We have no frustration, no irritation. We just say, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. Even if you do it 100 times a day. But as you practice it, it becomes more and more prevalent that you're alert and aware that whenever you do wander off, it's very simple. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. Because you see, we only have the now. We don't have yesterday. We don't have tomorrow. We just have the now. Yesterday is gone. It was a now, and now it is no more. The future hasn't even been created because we create the future in the now. Everything happens in the now. Most of us are not in the now. In fact, the majority of the time, none of us are in the now because we're so distracted with the external authorities and extracted with this physical material world that we don't focus on the now. And then we would understand that all the suffering, worrying, stressing, and fearing and second guessing in this life would disappear. It wouldn't be there. So you picture yourself. You're standing in front of three circles, three golden circles. The one on the left is the past. The one on the right is the future, and the one in the center is the now. The only thing you notice about these paths, and they're all the same, the trees have formed a canopy. They're all golden, shimmering, the leaves, the bark, everything. And the grass appears to be a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. And they're beautiful. But you do notice that the one on the left, the past, is very worn. One on the right, the future, is very worn. And the one in the center, the now, is like brand new. Now, a lot of us have memories. We all have memories, and we all reminisce at times. And when we have a good time in this life, we hold it. And, of course, the subconscious mind stores it. And we'll visit it. So we have our own libraries. They're all private libraries for each of us. They hold all of our future lives, all of our past lives. They hold everything that we have picked up in this life, good, bad, or indifferent. And so we'll go into them, turn on the lights, get some movies, some books, some pictures, sit in the easy chair, and enjoy ourselves with past experiences. Even ones at times that, well, I won't do that again. But we leave. We put everything up. We turn off the light. We shut the door. And we revisit it on occasion throughout life. But some of us stay there. And I don't believe it's consciously. I believe it's unconsciously. We stay there so long that we end up bringing the past into the future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, all of us will go into the future, which doesn't exist because we haven't created it yet. Remember, we're creating the future in the now. But we go there, and we ask for external authority to tell us what's going to happen in our lives. When can I expect this to take place? When can I expect this to take place? What would happen? What if this happened? How would it be? When am I going to be well enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be wealthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? All of these things. And none of us are exempt from it, because we all kind of tippy-toe in there. And when you discover that the now is all we have, the now is all we need, that we'll always ever need. That's why the ego mind does everything it can. That's why the path on the left and the right are just severely worn and the one in the center isn't, because it knows that if it does go into the now, then it won't exist. Now, when we look in these bodies, because we know we're not the body, we're not the character, we're not the personality, we're not the clothes, we're not the belongings, we're not what we have, we're not our status. We're the God within it. So when you look in the body, you see these 7 lights go from the tailbone to the top of the head. What the heck are they? They're spirit etheric energy. What are they there for? The God that you are is spirit etheric energy. You flow through these spirit etheric energy light conduits. And what are they called? They're called chakras on this planet. And what's the definition of a chakra? Is a wheel. These are wheels of light. And we flow through them 24/7 nonstop. They're connected to our emotions, decisions, beliefs, feelings, organs, tissues, everything. And see, when we go within and we stay in the now, we begin to discover the gods that we are within these bodies and that we're not the bodies. So on that journey, we eventually will come into full understanding and realization that we are the power of healing in these bodies. So we will be able to heal them in the blink of the eye. We're not there yet, but that's the direction we're headed. Now, the God that you are, the heaven isn't a place, you're the heaven. So when you enter these bodies, the body you're in, you are heaven on earth, the body's earth. You're also consciously aware, which means that you know that you are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest purest, eternal love. And you know every step you take on this planet, you're creating paradise. Not only that, you're shining your love. What is your love? The light that you are, that you're made of, the love. Pure, deep, eternal love. And you're flooding this planet with it, permeating everything. All life, the highest spring value universe. We all are, whether consciously aware or not. We're transforming this planet into a God planet paradise. Literally. And some of us may discover that when we decide to leave these bodies, we will understand that we are the light, that we are the love, that we're made of the love. Why would we follow a light when we are the light? Why would we? Does that make any sense to anybody? Why would we follow a light that isn't us? We're the light. That's the matrix trap in this universe, in this quadrant of the galaxy. That's part of the trap. So we may discover that I'm not going to follow that light. I am the light. I am the love. I'm free to go anywhere. I'm free to inhabit anything and experience anything and everything and nothing and nothing. It is my choice. It always has been. Now, we know that we have parts of ourselves that are asleep. We have parts of ourselves that are awake. The ones that are asleep we love just as deeply as the ones that are asleep, the ones that are awake. We love them both deeply. There's no difference. The ones that are asleep, they'll eventually wake up in their own time. In the meantime, we are concentrated on all of us that are awake, all the pieces and all the parts of the one God. Now, this is Gugaplexes. Gugaplex will fill this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. Now, these are trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes, coming from trillions of directions. There's no traveling, see. I think people think that there's some kind of a traveling where everybody assembles here. Not really true. We are here, there, everywhere. We are all linked together, connected. We are 1 billion light years away. We are in front of ourselves. We are around, above, and below. We were always here, there, everywhere. So this includes and is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yah, Yeshua. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath her. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, galactics, celestials. Now, the off-worlders, celestials, and galactics, over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We are familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, feline, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilians, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the light energy, once, which we all are, there is, on this planet, we have different light spectrums. Because of the eyes that we have over these bodies, we don't see these light energy beings in these light spectrums, but they're there. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, which we never see. You know, the infrared, the red, the violet, the ultraviolet, the different light spectrums, the blue, the ultra blue, green, ultra green. But there is a group that these bodies, part of this group, are highly dependent on. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Now ask yourself this: could you, the God in that body, stay in that body if that body did not have air, water, earth, fire, wood, ether? And it's a big no. We would have to leave the body. These bodies are tremendously dependent on the elementals. Tremendously. Because these bodies contain all of the elementals. All of them. Now, the archangels, their civilization, have vibrated at a different frequency than we do. Now, the gods in them and the gods in us are the same. Different physical vessels, different vibrational frequency. And we meet with them. We don't see them like we would see a group of ourselves, but we meet with them, we interact with them. And it doesn't mean that we always recognize that. But it does mean at times we do recognize it. And it could be a stranger in a brief conversation of 5 minutes. And it dawns on you after the conversation, that was an angel that I had a conversation with. I just know it was. Or when you say to yourself, you could really use a helping hand, and all of a sudden someone appears and gives you a helping hand. And then for some reason you look away and turn around and they're gone. And you continually look. You could be in a parking lot. I've done that before. You're standing in a parking lot and you're going, where the heck did they go? How could they have left so fast? Okay, it was an angel. They're always helping, always assisting. And they have one particular message that they send out in a plethora of ways. And the message is, isn't it absolutely magna-glorious, stupendous, spectacular, phenomenal to be alive in these bodies? And it is. And it is bliss because we have the great opportunity to experience so many things. Do you think the balls of lights that we are, formless, right? Out of these bodies. We don't smell, we don't taste, we don't make love, we don't kiss, we don't hold hands, we don't eat. You imagine giving up once in a while a really nice dinner and just kind of just kicking back and taking in the moment? We don't experience all those things. We don't see through the eyes like we see through the eyes of these bodies. We don't experience laughter, pain, sorrow, bliss, joy, none of it. So you can see why these bodies become so enticing. And then we enter the bodies and we don't have a memory. Really, by the time we're 7, we don't remember anything of our past existence, life. So we begin to take these bodies for granted and we become seduced by the material external world of which we created for our own entertainment. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time, tens of thousands, tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. Now, if you want them to, ask them. In a blink of the eye, they'll be there. And you'll be in bliss. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And we're all gathered, so to speak. One, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy, is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to grow, intensify, and expand. We immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire circle of light emanates from all the gods that we are within these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love. It is the highest of the highest high frequency. And it is saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet right now, in this very moment, every second, infinity and beyond. This white fire circle of light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion suns alone to even come close to its brilliance. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. You know, it's not like an ocean of glitter that you would picture on this planet. It's way beyond that. So we go to any level we can to describe it in its entirety on how it's viewed. So if you were to take a massive grand finale fireworks display that nothing on this planet has come close to yet, and then a laser light show display, that grand finale that nothing has come close to yet on this planet, and a ballroom globe that turns, we all know those, and they reflect the light. But this one's 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. You combine all that, and in one crescendo, all combined at once, that's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, we're curious, so we go to the reflective points, which we notice are little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them, and we discover that all of us, countless, no numbers, there's so many, all of us are teaching and learning and teaching from each other. Always, nonstop, infinity and beyond. It's just that most of us get distracted in the material physical world. So we don't notice it. It passes us by. Your dog, your cat, bird, cow, horse, bear, moose, tree. You know, we were taught as a civilization that tree is life. That's not true. The God within the tree is life. The God enters the tree like we enter these bodies. And we give these bodies life just like the God gives the tree life, just like the God gives the blade of grass life. Just like all the animals have gods in them, so the gods are experiencing those animals. Just like we're doing. So when you begin to realize this, that is a God, not the body, but that which is in it. It's a whole different understanding. And it is our natural state of being. We teach each other. We learn from each other. We teach ourselves. We learn from ourselves. This is constant. It is absolutely spectacular because it prepares us to eventually be able to create universes. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor. This white fire armor emanates from the gods within the bodies that we currently inhabit. And the gods are the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Now, nothing can harm us. No demon possession, no attachment, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, ever, ever, ever. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through hatred, anger, greed, envy, jealousy, manipulation, dishonesty, ego, revenge, you will lower your vibrational frequencies low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then the options and opportunities, if you want to call them that, are endless. Demon possession, attachment, many different things, suffering. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of that column that we created is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness, where they are no more. The second part of this column of light is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, and the streams. We are the clouds and the skies. We are the trees and the forests. We are the soils. We are the animals. We are everything. Everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset or a sunrise or a rainbow or a starry-lit night sky, it is you. It always has been. It always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It is the God within that body. So when you see them, that is the God that I am. And it comes through your heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind, but the heart mind. That is the God that I am. This is truly our natural state of being. Not, isn't that, as if it's separate from us, isn't that beautiful? We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form, if we're carrying physical form, and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because it's fun, and we can. we come across this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column of the tower, there's this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. The golden white ball of light is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go on to infinity and beyond. They have created this super marvelous, spectacular, wonderful, super bright white, sparkling, lighting up and everything cloud. And it's absorbed through our heart minds. And it is like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. Now, at the top of this column, we discovered the golden ocean. And we've designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees. As it's doing right now, infinity and beyond. The golden ocean is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We are drops of this golden ocean. We are the golden white bowl of light. We are gratitude. We're all of this. It is a reflection of us. And we're drops of the golden ocean. The golden oceans are the drops. And we contain the essence of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. And we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds over 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. These meditations continue to grow, intensify, and expand. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware, for the liberation of this planet. Complete liberation. Not halfway, not partial, but the complete liberation of this planet into the higher density and frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. It is a reality. We are supreme reality. This is a reflection of our intent, all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to grow and expand. It will eventually cover this entire galaxy and the universe and beyond. You can tap into these meditations, all of them, anytime you choose by being still. Visualize through your heart, mind's motion picture. See these meditations permeate the planet. See them flood everyone. Experience them. Remain present to whatever is inside. Is there something feeding on your energy or eating at you from the inside? The problem will shift when you do. What all has happened in your life from beginning until now, what has happened? Ask yourself. Whatever it is that you absolutely do not want to feel, do not care to feel it. The moment you do, it will move and change from and form. Remember, E-motion stands for energy in motion. I'll join in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Keep the body still. Surrender to the secret key to your enlightenment today. The moment you surrender to this internal battle and become submerged in the actual experience of it, it disappears. If you are having trouble surrendering, let your greatest fear arise in you. Face it directly. Let go of anything you're attached to. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will return here Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call, and 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call.